What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan YouTube channel. Today's video, we got another head-to-head showdown. This one coming up against Colebolts. And this is a player that actually finished top 10 on the most recent MCS ladders for the Ultimate Thanksgiving tournament. Now, you guys just saw that tournament go down this past week with Dez walking away with the Madden belt, the youngest Madden champion of all time. Congratulations to Dez. But I thought this was a really nice game because it was kind of a showdown of two off-meta offenses. Cole runs a very unique scheme out of the gun, wide trips, weak halfback offset, and it's something that you don't run into very often, and I think that's a large reason why he finished in the top 10 in that Ultimate Thanksgiving ladder. He had a very, very good showing in it. So when I matched up with him, I was very excited about this game, and I think that you guys are going to appreciate this this attack. This is a game where I faced a lot of nickel normal lately. I've faced a little bit of the 3-3-5 wide. Cole is a dollar player, and I know dollar gives a lot of players problems out there. So I wanted to kind of get commentary out there against the dollar to kind of show you guys what my offense is looking like right now. But I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get you right into the action. All right, so we are kicking the ball off first here in the game. We'll be on defense. And as I mentioned, Cole is going to be in a very off-meta offense. Now, for me, I kind of treat my defense as a system. You guys know that I am big on my zone setup and also my match checks. I'll be using those throughout the game here out of the big nickel over G. This is my defense that I run. It is predicated on a 0 AP pass rush. If you guys are struggling to get to the quarterback without using abilities, I've got you guys covered. Go check it out. It's in the vault. It's in my game plan on the website. But we really do a good job of getting to the quarterback. Unfortunately for me, Colt's style is very West Coast, as he starts off with an auto motion play and a backside slant. So he's keeping me honest off rip. He knows where my user is. He throws to the backside slant, knowing that I'd likely chase that auto motion. So off rip, we're already playing a game of chess. And, you know, I'm actually really excited about this game. When I saw that he popped up, Cole actually was in the Boss Bot Wars. He made it to the finals against Ward. Michael Ward, also known as the Warden. Shout out to my guy Michael. Really, really good dude. They had a showdown. It was an instant classic in W's Boss Bot Wars tournament on Halloween night. So really, really good tournament. You know, this was a showdown between those two players. So when I saw Cole, I kind of had an idea of what was going to be going down. As you see right here on second down and inches, he's going to run a little bit of a base call. Do note that he had kind of a shift in his receivers there when he audibled into that. So maybe a slight tell in the offense early on. So I definitely could pick up on that and kind of get an idea of when he's going to run the ball a little bit, if he's going to audible into it. But the other thing I'm kind of looking at, something I don't talk about very often, always take a look at the receivers. You guys can discern a lot from players that are slower at the line of scrimmage, and he made a lot of adjustments with his offense. It's a great offense. You see we get some sheds right there. He has to throw it out of bounds, good coverage. But you can always kind of tell if somebody is running or passing based off of their hot routes. Check the receivers. They'll pat their helmets. They'll just do little things. You see right there, the outside receiver was hot routed to something right there. A lot of cases, you might see a C route coming off of that, maybe a shallow cross. You can pick up on tells based off of the order in which receivers pat their helmets. So that's a major, major tell for you guys if you guys are trying to learn about offense. But you see right here, he starts off, goes to a street corner combo with a backside cross. Again, really, really forcing my user to be present on the backside. A lot of players in Madden, myself included, like to use the weak side linebacker. Allows us to cheat over to the passing strength, allows us to focus on the side of the field that has less receivers, but he's doing a good job taking it all away from me. You see right there, another auto motion. This time he throws the swing screen. It's not a route combo, and we're able to pick up a first down. So you immediately see this off-meta approach. It's a great little offense, and he has good route combos. I don't mean this as any slander when I say this. This is about as sim as you get in terms of route combination. He makes it make sense. The flooding combos are great. Right here, a deep over pattern. I stay with it with Cromwell, force him to throw the ball out of bounds. But I thought it was a really, really great offense. I really thoroughly, this might be one of my favorite games I have played all year. Win, lose, or draw, this would have been immediately going to the YouTube channel simply because it was an entertaining game. And I love playing players that think. You know, that's not to, you know, discredit anybody out there that runs the meta and just throws high balls. I get it. That's the most effective tactic of Madden. But when you face off against someone who also likes to spend time at the, you know, the line of scrimmage and make adjustments, you see right there, he's hot routing the X receiver. He's hot routing the B receiver. And we are giving up a Texas route right there. Good route combo. You see right now he's really putting my user in a blender. I've got to respect the slant backside. I got to respect the auto motion to the wide side of the field, the Texas route in the middle of the field. He's really spacing out the defense well as he's entered the red zone here on the first down. But right here, he's motioning into the inside. You know, this was kind of something right here. He goes to a little wheel flat combo. That right there, I want you guys to kind of pencil that one down on your notepad. That wheel flat combo early on in this game, not there for him at all. Second down 17 after the coverage sack. But again, we're adjusting. You're seeing a lot of route combos out of him. I'm having to make micro tune. Right here, I go soft squat on the left in the event that he tries to run a quick throw to the flat to the running back. I want my corner trapping it. You see right there, he does kind of sit underneath that wheel to the running back, and then he's able to recover back to the whip, forces the check down, third down and 11. So Cole has already chewed through the first quarter here in this one. Very efficient offense. He keeps it moving, runs the ball a decent amount, throws those swing screens as an extension of his run game. Very West Coast, takes what's given. But nonetheless, I've been able to back him up. Third down and 11 in the red zone. Got to be respecting an ag here. And I want you guys to key in here on the right slot. This is something that was a little bit irritating for me on this play. Again, you see right here, Cooper Kupp runs the corner route, 16 yards. He threw that ball 21 yards, and that was a deep out KO that hit him. Unless Cooper has deep out elite, that should have been a drop, but I can't really be too mad. That was a good drive. He took a leverage body throw right there, and he's on the board. Good drive by him to open it up. It was a long one, 12 plays, 76 yards, 4 minutes. And I am now seeing the ball for the first time with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the game. And you guys know what I'm about. I already talked about it in the intro. I'm X-Nasty. Rams, Vikings. This is a offense that has become very multiple. I'm known as the X-Nasty guy, but I got to be honest. I run X-Nasty. I run tight Y off. I run doubles close. I run doubles south. I run, single back bunch tight end. You guys saw in the video that we updated yesterday here on the channel, some bunch tight end stuff. I will occasionally mix in some ace personnel and hit deuce close, ace close, single back wing flex close. And now we've got Salty in the shotgun. So we got some bunch offset, some tight flex, some, a lot of stuff. Tight doubles is a very popular formation, growing in popularity. I know Dreeny runs a lot of tight doubles. But you see right here, he's in dollar. And my approach when I face someone who's in dollar is I want to see, can you stop the run? Some players are really, really good at stopping the run out of dollar. Other players, not so much. It's one of those Jekyll and Hyde defenses, to be honest with you. I'll have games where I can run the ball for 10 yards a pop on it. And then I'll have games where, he's got his D-line shedding instantly. The nickel corners can't be blocked at all. You see right here, I shift into the tight Y off. That nickel corner or the dime back on the right slides in with that shift. I motion Brown across. Really, you see right there, there's the example of what I'm talking about. Dollar's Jekyll and Hyde. You can run the ball really, really effectively on it, and then you'll just have random downs where nobody blocks the defensive line and it comes in untouched. Honestly, one of the most tilting things about the formation, but I really honestly believe you can't let dollar dictate your offense. You've got to dictate what they do. If you let somebody just get real comfortable sending their slot corners every play, it could be a long game for you. So you got to make them respect the run. You can't let them get too adjusty either. You guys probably noticed in the MCS Thanksgiving tournament, dollar with a million adjustments is the meta right now. And it has been all year really, but you're seeing it get real crazy with some of the adjustments. So if you can make somebody worry about stopping the run, they spend less time hybridizing their coverages and it makes your life a lot easier. See right here, I'm going with a little combo. I used a ghost route because a lot of times I use that Texas route and people are just used to whenever they see that running back kind of jet out of the backfield at an angle, it returns over the middle and they cheat on it. Sometimes I'll let that running back stop. And that's a hot route master, or you could use a running back apprentice to get that route. When they stop, it's nice because usually the user is drifting back, expecting that, cut over the middle of the field. And you can kind of throw it to them and then choose left or right based off of the pursuit. And that's what I did right there to make it second and inches. So in some cases, that ghost route will help you out, especially if they're not manning up the running back and they're taking it with their user. It's kind of like when you have, an in or an out route out of the backfield. You see right there, unfortunate for him, he was making an adjustment, maybe doing something with his X corner as that ball was snapped, so his user dove. One of my least favorite things about the game, I kind of wish that EA would put in like a little bit of a buffer, right? We're making adjustments where nobody wants to jump straight up or dive on their face, or when you tap A, they do that like shuffle, that waddle towards line of scrimmage and nano detect for no reason, or You know, guys just do all kinds of weird stuff when you're pressing a button when the ball's snapped. Madden is a quick snappers game. With how slow a lot of the quarterbacks are at the line of scrimmage, you see very few players like myself or even Cole where we're spending a ton of time at the line. You get a lot of people that are running, you know, basically street corner flat. All you do is 1 or 2 hot routes and you go right away, right? But when you have people that make a lot of adjustments, if you're adjusting to what they're doing, again, I talk about watching the receivers at the line of scrimmage, you might make adjustments based off of who's patting their helmet or, you know, tells that you find in their offense. And, you know, they snap the ball while you're adjusting a receiver and, you know, guy dies on his face. Right there, another good run. I broke a tackle battle. Not a big fan of those, honestly, either. But, you know, we were able to... you'll notice that I kind of, like, stopped. I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to milk the drive out. You see right there, the best case scenario would have been that I would have made him burn a timeout, and I would have been able to maybe burn 30 seconds. And then he would have gotten the ball maybe down 3 or maybe down 7 if I were able to punch it in with still, you know, 30 seconds left. So in that situation, I just kind of thought, take your points, tie the game up. You know, it's a situation where maybe if I was scoring to take the lead, I would have thought differently with having ball at half. But in that situation, I'm just going to, you know, take my points, tie the ball game up, and rely on my defense. He had a long drive last time. What was it? 14 plays, 4 minutes or something like that. So realistically, I shouldn't be giving up a quick 1-play score or anything like that on this drive. And, you know, I should be able to hold the 3 with a chance to take the lead on my first possession in the second half. This right here, I talk about how sim he can be. Really good route combo. Deep over route with a tight end on a curl in the middle of the field. He knows I want to drop deep in the middle of the field. I'm willing to give some of those checkdowns underneath and rally. I want to test people's patience, and he was a patient guy. Good read right there. And he picks up a first down right there. Does burn his first time out, 46 seconds left. You see right here, he's going with a kind of an angled or a C route to the left side with a shallow cross underneath. Again, putting me in conflict. Where's my user going, low or high? And then he takes the opposite of wherever I go. So right here, he goes back to that swing. He threw enough of those. Backside slants. I stayed home, and I can't lie. I think he was throwing me a pick right there. It looked to me like he was throwing the spot route underneath. I kind of muddied up the read in between the slant and the route that I think he was throwing to right there. Probably a good break for him that he got a quick shed against him and was able to get a throw out of sack, because I think I would have yicked that. Motion of Cooper Kupp across the formation right here. Anytime I see short side doubles, I got to respect the C route street combo with usually a check down. You see right here, he goes to basically a curl, and he wants to go up top with the ag, but that's what my defense is designed to counter, is those ags, and we are able to force a 4th down and 2. This is a big decision right here for Cole. In a spot like this with me having ball at half, you know, if he doesn't convert this is a free 3 points for me with a chance to take a 2-score lead coming out of half. So him going for this right here with the proposition really being, you know, you pick up a first down, you get a field goal. That's tough. That's a very tough decision for a lot of players. I always say you can't win a game going into half, but you can definitely lose a game. And right there, I had to respect the deep over route. He threw the Texas route, picks up a first down. And right here from this spot, it is a 59-yard kick indoors. So he is in field goal range if he has Justin Tucker. I am thinking right here, play short, you know, but he goes to the swing screen, and those are a little bit tough. You know, you got to get a guy to break a shed right there. So he was thinking 3. I was thinking that, you know, I needed to protect against 3. That's a good call. That's a good call right there. You know, I'm not going to over adjust to a swing screen in that spot. I just can't afford to, because it would give up, you know, a deeper chunk of yardage, potentially a ag for a touchdown, something like that. If I were to like man up a slot corner on the running back and, you know, take a chance and then the wide open seam happens, something like that. You don't want that to happen. So I kind of had to live with that result. Hope he didn't call that play and I could somehow get him with a sack or an incomplete pass, a tip, something like that. You know, that's one of those things that these types of schemes can afford you, is, you know, those cheap first downs or those cheap sets of yardage when you need a few yards to make a field goal shorter, you know. And, you know, it's a credit to his offense. I think every offense needs that. I think a lot of comp offenses lack that bubblegum element. It's kind of looked down upon by a lot of pro players. You know, if you run RPOs or if you, you know, do kind of like little gimmicky option style things, you know, those are the short yardage calls that I think can make some of the best players unstoppable, that they just, you know, for whatever reason don't call. So right here, we're going stretch again. I had a good success running the ball in the first half. not really so much run and pray. You see the yardage right there, 6 for 65. We're over 10 a pop, and a touchdown for Sweetness. And again, I'm one of those players that if you are going to sit in dollar, I'm going to run the ball until you put me in a down and distance where I need to throw. Right here though, looks like I thought better of it. I'm big on running the ball against dollar. I want to see if your gap shoots are sound. I want to see if your front three can dominate. Really, the only run he's had so far that was stopped was the one where Aaron Donald was on block completely. So, I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to let one snap like that deter me. You also see him kind of clicking through his line a little bit. In a lot of cases, I use identifier so I can tell what you're doing. If you're not somebody that uses quick adjustments, that might give me confidence to drop back and pass. You see right there with him kind of cycling around, I kind of thought, okay, probably not blitzing me. And that allowed me to go to my corner route and I pick up a first down. So while I am running the ball a fair amount, it is really a take what I feel like you're giving me offense. I'm running the ball for almost 10 a pop, 3 of 3 for 60 yards passing. The passing game's efficient. I just try to stay efficient and I don't try to stay locked into any one thing. It's whatever the defense is going to give me. When you guys watch my nickel normal gameplay, I'm throwing on that because I know that I can smoke the man coverage. When I'm facing dollar, we know how Jekyll and Hyde dollar is. It's one of those defenses where the slot corners come in frequently. Really, there is no true formula that really shuts it down. If anybody tells you that, dollar is easily blocked, they probably have elite pocket presence, and that is what makes it happen more than anything. But again, here you see I'm going quick to the flat. He's kind of playing a softer zone right now. I've established the run game to the point where he's not playing over aggressive in coverage, which is opening up the complementary throws off of a lot of the same motions. I'll use that tight end in motion to make the stretch with the strength of the run formation. I will sometimes use that motion on passing combos as well. So you see I've gone to a couple passes, moved the chains here. I'm now down inside the red zone, 17. And nice little cutback with Sweetness, and I'm able to pick up a gain of 9 for 79 yards and 1 touchdown. And again, 2 of those were kind of some sheds. The rest of them have been very efficient. So really it's like 7 for well over 10 a pop if you were to take those kind of outlier sheds or fluky block targeting out of it. So again, I'm staying married to this run game. Here we go, a little double south, motion this into a bunch tight end look. And we're going to go zone. And again, there's kind of that Jekyll and Hyde nature. It's not like the run defense out of dollar is elite. It's just one of those things where sometimes guys just come in untouched. And if EA can rectify that, I think dollar ceases to be the best defense in the game because it'll become liable against the run, as it should be. I mean, most of these defenses, at least credit to him, he's running at least linemen up front. But again, those safeties at linebacker, those slot corners taking on tackles constantly, it can be challenging. Good defense by Cole right there. I had the left flat, but unfortunately my eyes were to the right on this play, and I throw the ball away. So 4th down and 5, I'm content to tie the ball game. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? I really have not gotten a stop, and he's controlled the clock on his drives. So this is a tough position for me right here because we're basically playing the same style. It's kind of keeping the offense in front of you, but both players are playing efficiently. So, I'm kind of worried in the back of my mind, like, man, he took 4 minutes and 4 seconds off the clock on his first drive. If he does that again, this game's over. So you're definitely going to notice that I try a few different things on this drive. So I wanted to make sure that I alerted you to what I'm thinking heading into this drive. This kind of ceases to be a sit back and let him make a mistake drive, and it becomes more about me dictating. So you see right there, I go with the shaded underneath. I'm trying to take away a lot of his conservative throws that he's had so far. You saw right there, my vert hook kind of played that drag. And I'm trying to make him think, a little bit more aggressively for 2 reasons. One, if he completes it, great. He's taking up chunks of field, which is going to guarantee that I can probably get the ball back. And 2, if he's going to stay conservative against me rolling my coverage up tight or underneath shade, then hopefully he makes a mistake. We get a tip, we get a deflection, we get an interception. He holds on the ball when something's not there. We get a sack, a D-line pick. A lot of things can happen here. So I start to play a little bit more aggressively. You see right here, I've got him. He had an open read right there. He could have gone to the corner route down the right sideline. Throws it away. Probably because I had been really giving him the other underneath. So now I'm playing a lot more aggressive, right? And some of the deeper shots are there, but he's not seeing it. Right here, I go to a different user. change his eyes a little bit. Right there, he went to that auto motion. That was something I planned. I was sitting backside, a lot of auto motion, using the weak side. He goes to that auto motion. I quickly click over to my nickel corner so I can lurk the trip side of the formation. Now all of a sudden he's scrambling. He doesn't really have a prepared read because it was all based off of what I was using. And I can't lie, that was a cerebral call. A lot of players would say 4 verticals is, in fact, I even said it on stream. I said on stream, oh man, I thought he was gonna think on this play. And I had to make sure I went back and clarified, like, we had been playing a slow paced game, a lot of adjustments at the line of scrimmage. And right there, it was actually really cerebral because he changed his cadence and went quick, went all verticals. And then you see right there, I'm staying more aggressive. He takes that seam shot down the field. I would have liked to had a knockout right there. I didn't get one, but nonetheless, now we're in a spot where I am getting the ball back. I know that, and I've got him in the red zone where I feel really comfortable with the style of defense. Right here, he goes to that base call. So again, after that first base call, I kind of knew I needed to make sure I was crashing my defensive line towards the run side to make sure that everybody collapsed down the cutback lanes, and we were able to hold him to a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 for him right here. He goes to the float. I stay backside this time. He throws the swing screen. And Tariq Woolen doesn't really give us a good tackle right there. He falls forward for a nice gain. 3rd down and 1. So right here in this spot, in the red zone, I'm thinking, okay, if it's a run right. If it's a pass, it probably involves the running back. I'm going to blitz right here. So I do blitz. I play hard underneath. I jump the shallow, and we get a sack. That is a huge, huge call right there. Again, I like to play possum. You know, I'm not a heavy blitzer like a lot of players in this game, but I will sit back and I will let things come to me, and I will pick my moment when you don't expect it. When he's using that running back, again, you think of the Texas routes that he threw when he needed conversions. When you think of the swing screens he was throwing on 2nd and long to kind of make it 3rd and manageable. When you think of the use of the tight end, you know, on the curl, he's really not a max protect passer. He's a 5-out passer. So picking your moment against 5-out passer is more key. If you show somebody in the first half you're going to blitz them when they go 5-out, they're going to play smarter on the clutch downs later in the game. I don't want them to get that beat and have that read on me. So I showed them pressure, drop, and then I send that once or twice a game, and that's the difference between giving up a touchdown and giving up 3. So that's a stop. I mean, I know I gave up 3, but that's a stop for 2 reasons. 1, I've got the ball back with a chance to take the lead, and you know, 2, I kept him from really like doing the milk out, which I think is really what he wanted to do. You look what, you know, the sacks that he took, a lot of it was staring underneath when I was playing a little bit underneath for my coverage. So, you know, he was definitely thinking more conservative. I saved this. He was running a zone-based call. That's my Rams leak. You guys probably saw Salty run that a fair amount, and I'm quick down in the red zone. My only regret with that really there is that I didn't punch it in right away, or, you know, get tackled in a spot where I could make this the last possession of the game. But in the moment, it's kind of hard to pick and choose. I thought I had an angle, and I kind of got hawked down. That is the one downside to Cooper. Free, you know, short end elite is great, but he is a little bit slow. He doesn't get that legend Kim. Right here, stretch, and I'm going to milk the clock for sure. I mean, I'm definitely making sure he's burning timeouts, bare minimum right here. So if you guys know me, it's going to be safe passes. It's going to be conservative quarterback scrambles to make sure I don't fumble, or, you know, I'm going to lay down if I drop back to pass and nothing is open. I'm going to run my, you know, some of my gimmicky runs if they're in formations that allow me to. Unfortunately, jet sweep is not part of my offense against Dollar, so it's not really the best run in the world. So, you know, I'm really relying on the outside zone right there. Again, I see his user kind of, you know, bite back, and we're now inches away. So 3rd down and goal. And this is where I'm like, okay, you know, I will sometimes run ace, and I told you guys that I will run ace. So right here, I go to my twin tight end package against Dollar. I want to make him hop out of his Dollar into a secondary defense. So he's obviously a nickel over. A lot of players go straight to nickel over when you do this. And when he does that, I'm like, okay, all right, I got something for you right here. Again, I just talked about that jet sweep, right? So what am I going to do? If I can get nickel over jets, if I can get him in nickel over when I have ace on the field, I want to go jet sweep. So I put a second tight end on the field so I can audible into my ace personnel if I want to. But I'm looking for him to be in that nickel over, and I want to see if I can get that that nickel corner over to the other side. So you see right here, he has his nickel corner flipped to the tight end side. He's a smart player. I think he knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I want to run that jet sweep with the nickel corner over my slot because he can't chase him from behind. So right here, I said, okay, he knows what I want to do. If he's going to keep his nickel corner away from, away from where I want to run the ball, I'm going to audible into deuce close and hit the stretch. And we were able to pound that in for the touchdown. So heavy chess match right there. Heavy chess match. I think a lot of players would look at that and be like, oh, that was just praying. No, there was a lot of thought by both players on that when you think about that. That was actually a really good sequence of events. I had to burn a timeout because I didn't like what I saw. I went to a different package, and he basically knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I don't know if he's seen me play before. I don't know, but he was prepared for that call, and that's really the design of a good player right there. I mean, he knew, and I hadn't showed him a jet sweep all game. I really wanted that. So now he's got to go. One timeout, minute 9 left. And we've got the wide, again, he's a wide trips offset. Curl, deep over route behind it. I have a vert hook that sits on the curl. I took the over route myself, and I was able to make him throw the ball out of bounds. But again, you take a look at that stat line, 15 to 21, 183, a touchdown. He's been efficient. We both have in this game. And the good defensive efforts have been situational calls, not like lockdown defense, just timely calls by both players. Second down and 10, minute 4. So right here, he's stuck in between the hashes. So it's very hard for me to dictate what coverage I'm going to call. If your trip's wide side, I can call something. If your trip's short side, I got to respect other things. In between the hashes, the game gets fuzzy. So I don't really like it too much. But right there, that should have been the game over, right? So I told you guys to pencil down the wheel flat combo, how it wasn't there the first time. He's thinking clock the game, not really clock the game, but like you got to get out of bounds, stop the clock with one timeout. So he goes to the flat right there, and I had a flat defender with flat zone KO. I also want to say that's a pick artist out there, and we swatted that down. So pretty frustrating. It might be a tip drill. I might be lying to you on that. I think actually Woodson is a tip drill. I don't want to lie to you on that. So right here, he goes with a little dig route coming from the backside. Again, he's going to go out in the flat and doesn't get 2 feet in. 4th down and 10 right here. So, 56 seconds left. Obviously, it's 4 down territory no matter what. So him trying to make that a manageable call doesn't surprise me. Right here, I don't really, let's see, he goes empty right here. I remember this. This is a spacing call and a timing pattern. So look at that slant on the left. He's going to throw it in between the vert hook and the flat. And, where was that caught? That was caught 22 yards downfield. I can't ask for a flat zone KO to trigger that. So, good read by him. I mean, he got an in traffic catch. I would have needed mid zone to knock that out right there. And that's not what I had. So good call. But we make him burn his last time out. He's down 4. So trying to keep him in the field of play is definitely the key right here. If I can. I tried to jam his slot receiver and whiffed, and that's the worst case scenario. Is he was able to not only make me whiff, but he was able to get the corner out. Fortunately, I touched him before he rolled out of bounds, so that knee came down in bounds, and the clock is running here. So he probably panics, and he's going to go down the seam right here. Fortunately, I got the pick artist, though, and that is Derwin James, one-on-one. Get pick artist in your life if you guys don't have it. If you don't have knockouts, have pick artists on your field. Best chance to be able to get the ball back against, some aggressive throws. His first aggressive throw of the game, and we were able to capitalize on it. I tell you guys, I'm all about keeping it in front of me, because if I'm in a defense that can make you pay when you take a reckless read, I'm going to sit in that. Eventually people get impatient, and that spot, it wasn't so much impatience as he had to go. He had to go, and I had a defense for it. So those corner routes, those seams, all those things that a lot of players like to throw, we got that bagged. Again, check out the Big Nickel over G game plan on gridirongameplans.gg. Guys, I'm really enjoying doing these commentary series. If you guys like these, make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure that you guys let me know what you think of them. I try to keep it honest. I'm trying to keep these to really cerebral games. Anybody can lose games to high ball ag. So when I get a game where there's a lot of thought process going into it, and I lose, I'm definitely going to get those on there. I know that I posted 4 commentaries, 3 of them are wins, 1 of them's a loss. I promise you that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to get games against quality opponents and break down what I'm thinking, what they're likely thinking. And so again, I'm going to keep myself honest. You guys keep me honest as well. I'm not going to be a player that only shows wins, but great game to Cole. I look forward to our next rematch for real. If I can play on stream all day long against players like that, I wouldn't care what the result is because that's Madden when it's at its most fun. So GG's to Cole. I think he's going to continue to show out this year. I think he's a good player, and we'll see you guys with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.